Welcome to Dipsticks and Deals with Jimmy B and the Third Wheel on Real Talk 1160. Everything you need to know about cars, buying, financing, trading, maintenance, repairs, auto body, and more. Join the program by calling 513-579-1160. Now, here are your hosts, Jimmy B and the Third Wheel on Real Talk 1160.
Welcome to Dipsticks and Deals. Jimmy B, the Third Wheel, and Kenny Coltrane's here with us again today.
I sure am. I can't hear nothing, though.
Sounds a little like we're in a tunnel. Are we in a tunnel? Hey, this is the show that talks about anything and everything automotive. Don't forget, if you want to hear us anywhere in the world, whether it's on the radio, your smartphone device, TuneIn radio app, radio loyalty app, or you can live stream us at dipsticksanddeals.com or realtalk1160.com. Third Wheel, what's going on? Nothing?
I'm just trying to figure something out here with our...
Okay. Don't forget about Facebook. Go in, search Dipsticks and Deals, become a fan of ours or a friend of ours on Facebook. Check out Twitter, WordPress blog. If you want information on advertising or sponsoring the show, just go to dipsticksanddeals.com and click on the Advertise on D&D tab. If you have questions or want to get involved in Dipsticks and Deals, call us at 513-579-1160. Lines are open, or you could send us a Facebook message or an email at ask@dipsticksanddeals.com. Information and entertainment for the American engine.
Not just because you drive cars, but because you drive America.
That's right. And we're going to be driving to Cavalcade of Customs on January 11th.
Yes, we are, and it's getting, it's coming up on us faster than we are planning, I think.
Yeah, we need to get our butts in gear, but yeah, we're going to be on, we're going to be actually on air that Sunday, the 13th, from Cavalcade, so make sure you tune in for that. But more importantly, come down to the show because this is a huge event. If you've never been to Cavalcade or if you haven't been there in several years, this show changes every year. There's going to be a lot of new cars, a lot of new vendors, a lot of new stuff. So come down, see us at Cavalcade of Customs. We'll have a booth there January 11th through the 13th. If you have any questions, you can contact Greg Nolan if you have a car that you want to put in. 513-831-7550. We also want to mention our charities and charity events that Dipsticks and Deals is involved in, such as Operation Troop Aid. OperationTroopAid.org is where you're going to find all the information. This is an organization that supports troops that are deployed in war zones with care packages that they take donations for, have packing parties. This is based on lists that the troops have given these guys of items that they'd like to have when they're out. So OperationTroopAid.org. Check it out. We want to thank our first hour sponsors. They're the ones that make the show possible. A couple of really great hometown businesses. The first half of the show is sponsored by Easy Street Speed and Custom.
Yeah, it's a great company. They're located over there at 701 Chamber Drive in Milford, Ohio. It's right there by the Quaker Steak and Lube, right there off of, I think that's 50 exit. Milford exit.
Yeah, I think Milford exit.
Yeah, you swing around right there where the old, I think it was an old Cary Chrysler.
Yeah, go past Walmart.
Huge facility, millions of dollars worth of cars. Need to check this place out.
That's right. That's Easy Street, I should say. Speed and Customs, 513-831-7550. The other sponsor that we got first hour is going to be Fear Motors up in Hamilton.
Yeah, check them out again. Like I said, at the end of the year, they're going to have a lot of 2012 GMC trucks that they're trying to get rid of because, then, of course, I think July or August, the new models come in. But check them out at 2531 Dixie Highway, Hamilton, Ohio. Give them a call, 863-8111, and ask for Ray Tenley, general manager, great personal friend of mine. This guy will hook you up. He needs to get rid of these 2012s. A lot of specials, a lot of service specials, and body shop specials.
That's exactly right. Hey, last week's answer to our trivia question, which was how many cars were on the back of a $10 bill between 1928 and 1998?
I said 1.
And the answer was
4.
And I looked around. I can't find one. I guess you could probably Google an image, but I couldn't find one that had the 4 cars on the back of it. But I guess they're parked in front of the White House or Capitol or whatever's on it, and I didn't see it.
Well, since I don't have cash anymore, I usually have debit receipts.
Right.
I didn't see it either, but I'll have to look that up.
How about this week's gas cash or crash contest where the listeners can win $25 in gasoline, $25 in cash, or they can crash the show and be here with us on air live if they'd like. What's the question this week?
Actually, 1922, the Model T was the first car to reach 1 million in sales, which is, by the way, one of my favorite cars. It would not be until 1973 that this would happen again. What car was it? Let me repeat this. In 1922, the Model T was the first car to reach 1 million in sales. It would not be until 1973 that this would happen again. What car was it?
Do you know what car it is without answering?
No.
We've talked about this because it was in our history months and months ago. I won't give it away, obviously, but if you want $25 in gas, $25 in cash, or to be here with us live on air, just go to our Facebook page and answer that question, and you're in.
Hey, Jimmy, what are we going to be talking about today?
We actually, last week you guys made fun of me because I said potluck.
Yep.
Well, that's what this show's going to be, potluck.
About Colorado, Maryland?
We're talking about all kind of different car stuff. We have a mismatch of stuff that we're going to go over the first hour. I've got some listener emails. We've had an influx of emails with diagnostic and mechanical questions. So the second hour, we'll get into a couple of those too. But to get started, we're just going to be talking about all kind of different car stuff, a little bit of everything. And that's on top of the news and everything else. But because you guys made fun of me for saying the word potluck, I decided this week's theme is potluck. That's right, absolutely. I said this last week, and I hate to say I told you so, but that's exactly what I'm going to say, because last week we were talking about NASCAR. We were talking about the chase, how they were down to the last couple of races, and I remember saying to the listeners and to you guys, if you're not a NASCAR fan or you haven't watched in a while, now's the time to get in because it gets hot and heavy, it gets heated, the opportunity for wrecks and fights and drama increases the last few races for sure. And what happened last week?
Big old fight.
Big old pit brawl, Jack.
Because of Gordon's inappropriate actions.
Well, and he got fined $100,000, which to Jeff
25 points.
And the 25 points hurts, but he wasn't really in contention to win the championship. So really, it's kind of like a bogus issue for him to fine him and give him a point penalty. But yeah, I mean, him and Clint Boyer got into it earlier on in the race, and Jeff Gordon got upset. And he actually, did you hear the tape of him over the pit mic when he was in the car? When they were telling him to speed up and pass, and Jeff Gordon says, "I'm waiting."
Wow.
Yes, it was premeditated.
That's pretty much when you say I call my season right here and there.
It was definitely premeditated, but he waited for sure. And when he got up there next to him, he wrecked him and took a couple of guys out, but it was just unbelievable when they came back in and the fight started because the pit guys, as soon as they saw what was happening, they launched over the wall.
Well, see, that's what I didn't see. I saw, it carry it back, the fight carry off the pit and back.
Yeah.
But I didn't see actually who threw what punch or who started it.
Well, and I don't think anybody literally saw that. What happened, though, was when Boyer started making a beeline to Gordon,
right,
and Gordon got his mad face on, I think that's what triggered it because the pit guys knew it was going to be a fight. And the two pit crew chiefs are the ones who actually started it. Those two got into it first, but I think they were spawned by seeing the drivers going to go after each other.
You know what else I learned that day? I predict is what I'm terrible at predicting. Then apparently in politics and in racing, because I swore I predicted that Jimmy Johnson was going to run away with this.
Right, and now look where we're at.
Now what Brad has to do is finish 15th or 17th.
Yeah,
and he wins, or wins so many laps or something like that. But
right, it looks like he could take it, but because it's a race, anything could happen. So if he gets taken out, then I think Jimmy Johnson could, if he does what he needs to do, lap leads and things like that, he could still pull it out. But
I had him closing that out.
That's like a Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's not going to be probable, especially because and you know what, Brad Keselowski, he deserves to win it. I think Jimmy Johnson deserves to win it too. One of them two guys, but Brad, I mean, he has run a hell of a season. So if anybody's going to be more deserving than him, the only other person I can think of would be Jimmy Johnson. But now Gordon's out of the running. He's been out for a while anyway, but he's been in top 10, but now he's number 10 or 11, I think. Earnhardt, number 12. He can't win.
It's really just a matter of Brad Keselowski Keselowski. It's a famous name from Monster Inc.
I just can't stop thinking about that mashed potatoes and turkey coming my way this week.
Yeah, but that's not
next week. Hold that thought until that's not pit stop recipe there, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna have a pit top
recipe.
Give me some mashed potatoes.
We're gonna have a pit stop recipe later. That's gonna address some Thanksgiving stuff, I think. But today it all comes to a head in NASCAR. We got Homestead down in Miami. I think that starts at 2:00. And you can see that on ESPN, probably TNN, but for sure ESPN. Homestead, Miami Speedway, the Ford EcoBoost 400. Yep. This is for all the chips, brother. This is the last race. So it'll be a good one to see.
Hey, did you hear also, though, with, I'm sorry, real quick, about the phone, the cell phone?
No, what about the cell phone?
You know how Brad Keselowski always has a cell phone?
Yeah.
They said NASCAR told him no.
That he couldn't do that?
Basically, and he agreed. So he says he feels naked without the phone.
He feels naked without his phone. Yeah, because
apparently he had the phone and he texted last time, or even at the Daytona, and everybody was cool with that.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, no, you're not allowed to have one. So really, why are you trying to mess with the guy's mojo
the whole season? Game. Yeah, if you're going to change something, do it for next year.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, your voice sounds better now than mine.
Does it?
No.
All right.
No, it's just as crappy.
Sounds like we're in Star Wars to me right now.
We do sound like we're in a tunnel. I'm not sure what the problem is.
I think it's projecting out to the audience though.
And it's bouncing back off the millions of listeners that are out there. Everybody's got their radios up too loud.
I think it sounds fine to them.
Oh, we did.
And how would you possibly know that?
Because I walked out and listened to the radio.
Oh, okay. Well,
I did too. I don't think it sounded
We did that, and Cold Drain sound like we were in a tunnel, like we were in a pipe.
But then again, I always sound like I'm in a tunnel when I'm talking to myself.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. We are, like I said earlier, because these two guys, Coltrane and Third Wheel, made fun of me because I used the term or the phrase potluck.
I do like potlucks.
And I like potluck, too, and that's what the show's going to be about today when we come back from break. We've got a mismatch of stuff, all kind of different topics to talk about, some pretty neat stuff.
Mismatch?
I think I did say mismatch.
I think that's in a potluck, too.
You might be thinking of sour mash, because I think that's what you're into.
I'm just so hungry, Jimmy B.
I tell you, it's there's been a lot going on even in the automotive news and the automotive industry, and I got a couple of those points that I'm going to talk about when we get into the news. But the NASCAR thing was big. That was big news this week in the drama. And, and I said that a while back, though, because They made the chase for NASCAR to make it more competitive or more like a playoff,
right?
Like other sports have. Yeah, and I think they're doing it. The drama is it's almost like mixing a little bit of hockey into it.
Yeah, well, I do it blindfolded.
A little bit of baseball with a bench brawl. And then when you get these conflicting personalities and you put them on a racetrack going 180 miles an hour in a circle, something's going to happen.
It does. It creates drama. It creates sales. It's a, bad pub,
it's
good pub.
It's a big business. You know what I'm saying?
It is a business, strictly a business.
Hey, one other thing too before we go to break is I have to qualify this. The car of the year. Did you see what they named car of the year?
The Ford Seabiscuit?
No. They'd have been better off, but Motor Trend, who everybody looks at, car of the year, they nominated the Tesla S.
Oh, I did see that.
That full electric luxury sedan that costs $70,000, $80,000. Yeah, and they're announcing it as a big, not Motor Trend, but the media is announcing it as a big win for Obama.
Two things you said there.
Even though
media,
Solyndra and A123 and the rest of them went down the pipe, I think 26 or 28 of the companies that the government gave that bailout money to out of 50 have failed, have went bankrupt. But in any case, they nominated the Tesla S electric car as car of the year. But I want to qualify this because we're talking about Motor Trend. And just to give you a for instance, if we go back to 2002, 2002, for instance, Motor Trend nominated the Ford Thunderbird for the car of the year.
Oh, no.
Okay. In fact, last year, just in 11, they nominated the Chevy Volt.
What?
Which we know all the problems that came out of the Volt, the recalls, the battery issues. And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to qualify this. In fact, 2007, they nominated the Toyota Camry That is also a car involved in the big recall fiasco with the gas pedal thing and all of that. But let's step back just a little bit further. And again, do we put a lot of weight in what Motor Trend says when in 2001, Car of the Year was the PT Cruiser?
Oh, no.
Well, and I hate to sound like this real quick, but somebody told me a long time ago who owns car dealerships and such that those type of things where people get paid to print stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm just saying.
That's what I'm getting to because they boosted the Volt after the GM bailout. They boosted the Tesla after the bailout for the clean green energy bullcrap.
And they're not that incompetent.
But Motor Trend themselves, they are. Because, listen, in 2000, they nominated Car of the Year the Lincoln LS.
So they're incompetent and they get paid.
That's one of the biggest, crappiest Lincolns they ever made. Here's a good one. 1997. You know what Car of the Year was from Motor Trend?
The Olds Delta 88.
Close. The Chevrolet Malibu. The worst Malibu ever produced was the 97. The 95 back then, the Chrysler Cirrus. See, this is how good Motor Trend is and why we need to put all our stock into their nomination for Car of the Year, because in 1993, it was the freaking Ford Probe that they said was the Car of the Year.
So apparently they predict the Car of the Year like I predict presidents and I predict NASCAR winners.
Exactly.
I think I caught the microwave on fire again. I got to go.
So that was my little rant on Motor Trend's Car of the Year and the Obama back in bullcrap, because I'm telling you right now, Motor Trend, just like Autoblog and the rest of them, Edmunds, their editorial people have no idea what they're talking about in real-world automotive stuff. We're going to get to a bunch more stuff, automotive-related, of course, when we come back. Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's a forecast in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the tri-state. For today, it's going to be sunny, high 56, mainly clear tonight, low 32. Sunny tomorrow, high 60. Partly sunny skies on Tuesday, high 58. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 60. Thanksgiving Day looks nice with plenty of sunshine and high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is staff meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
Check us out and listen online in crystal clarity. RealTalk1160.com. Mike Huckabee.
That's why you don't have, a big franchise for Scott's Lawn Service in North Korea, because you don't have to mow the lawn. People are eating the lawn. That's all they got.
The Mike Huckabee Show, every weekday at noon on Real Talk 1160.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps
Nana and Papa with rich Jell-O pudding from Walmart.
down through the chimney.
Which is impressive considering their age.
Ho, 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 who wouldn't?
Eat moist Betty Crocker cookies.
Up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney.
Come your cousins now with Nestle Toll House morsels. Walmart has everything you need for a great Thanksgiving meal, backed by our ad match guarantee. Our stores will match the price of any local competitor's printed ad for an identical product. Not applicable to Walmart.com. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
I'm Bob Vila. When you start a home improvement project, it's important to find the right materials, products that are built to last. That's why I like Bellawood pre-finished hardwood flooring. They have a commitment to quality you don't find anymore. In fact, every floor is hand-selected from the finest wood. Bellawood's exclusive multi-layered finish has tested twice as durable as competing brands, and it's backed by the industry's first transferable 100-year warranty for quality that lasts. That's why I put Bellawood floors in my home.
Bellawood is now on sale at Lumber Liquidators. Visit lumberliquidators.com today for the store near you.
Hey folks, Jimmy B here. Did you know that one of the most important structural aspects of your vehicle is the windshield? It accounts for almost 50% of the rollover strength. That's why you must choose the right company for windshield repair and replacement, and that's Mel's Auto Glass. Mel's Auto Glass has certified professionals serving the tri-state for more than 25 years. Don't trust something so important to anyone else. The experts at Mel's Auto Glass for quality, value, and peace of mind. Call 513-563-7771. That's 513-563-7771.
Between the economy and the price of gas, how about a way to save some money for a change? Lower your insurance premium with help from Huseman Schmidt Insurance. They understand more than most because they've been local, family-owned, and part of your community since 1976. Huseman Schmidt's expertise and common sense approach have helped their clients protect their assets and save money. For all your business and personal insurance needs, call Huseman Schmidt at 513-521-8590 and ask for Rob or AJ, or visit HusemanSchmidt.com. Huseman Schmidt cares. Stop your search. You found the Tri-State's conservative alternative. Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back to Dipsticks and Deals. Real Talk 1160.
Microwave's under control now.
We were talking before the break about the NASCAR drama that was going on, and I just pulled this up real quick. A couple of things. This is what Clint Boyer had to say. It's pretty embarrassing for a four-time champion and one I consider to be one of the best in the sport to act like that, said Boyer after he got out of his car. He says, I barely touched him, and then I feel him get into turn 3 and try to turn me. He missed, and then the next thing I know, my spotter's telling me on the radio he's waiting for me.
Well,
So-
you can look at that two ways, too, though. I mean, as much success as Jeff Gordon has had, he also has a lot of passion still.
Well, he does. He's got that Earnhardt Sr.-esque kind of competition or spirit of competition. He makes the big bucks, but he's in it to win it.
Right.
So you got to appreciate some of that. And then some, like I said, some of this drama, like I said, I don't know how much of it is a PR deal, but when you seen him get out of that car and his face red, he was truly pissed.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is are they like football players? Don't take off your helmet.
Yeah.
I like it when they take off their helmets.
Well, that's the respect you have to have about the hockey guys, because they drop the sticks, they
punch
throw
in the face.
they throw the gloves off.
Help me, baby Jesus.
You know, in baseball, they drop the baseball bats. They don't go out with baseball bats and hammer each other. So in NASCAR, it's a different element. You got a 3,000-pound car going 180 miles an hour. Somebody could get dead.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they're smart enough to know that. So
Yeah, a little different. It's time to get into automotive news. Well, it's all over. It's over,
Oh,
Third
no.
Wheel.
what?
After 10 years of drama, 10 years of the coolest creations you've ever seen on two wheels, American Chopper has been canceled.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did just see a bit about that.
Discovery TLC Network is pulling the plug on the Tuttles, and playing the last show, Blast, is going to be a live build-off between Paul Sr. and Paul Jr., which they're back together again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, against Outlaw Garage builder, of course, Jesse James. The show will air December 10th on Discovery. Yeah, they actually resorted back to the original American Chopper deal because those two reconciled, so to speak. So
There's
it's
just too much drama.
The last part of the series has been them two trying to put their relationship back together.
And that's what killed the show.
It still reminds me of Easy Street and Customs.
The show format does, but you know what reminds me of Easy Street more so than American Choppers is the what's the other guy that builds all the custom cars out there in California?
Oh, West Coast?
West Coast Customs.
Yeah.
That's more like Easy Street because
Really?
it's cars related.
No, but does he have another business that afforded him to come in and do the customs?
You know, I don't know.
I'm just saying that's what I mean because Tuttle's had a steel factory.
Oh, I got you.
And that's why this is.
Yeah, and Easy Street.
Odom Industries, and then
Odom is into the steel industry stuff or fabrication of some sort or another. So yeah, you're right in that regard. A123 Systems, the bankrupt clean energy company that was granted $115 million from the government, or should I say the U.S. taxpayers, reported to the Associated Press that it received nearly $1 million check from the Fed on the very day that they filed Chapter 11. Concerns are being raised, of course, that the Department of Energy is apparently running on autopilot. I know other departments are on a similar autopilot program because actually I have a friend that owned a couple of Section 8 houses. After he sold those houses, he continued to get Section 8 checks for those properties for almost a year. After he tried to stop it, I sold them, I don't have them anymore. They say, okay, we got you in the system. The next month rolls around, he gets a check.
Well, and that's also because, isn't that similar to those people working and keep getting paid, not doing anything? Because it shows that there's still jobs that are there and being produced.
Isn't that insanity, though? Talk about bureaucracy. They can't even stop the flow of money once it starts. It's incredible. Penske Automotive Group has purchased 2 more dealerships in Wisconsin, giving the company 174 franchises in 18 states. That's on top of its 170 dealers outside the U.S. Penske, though, is the number 2 ranked auto dealer group in the country behind, do you know?
No.
AutoNation, which owns 223 auto dealers in the United
Kmart
States.
Still own that?
AutoNation?
Yeah. Didn't they own that?
Is it?
No, that was the guy that used to own
Circuit
Blockbuster.
City or something owned CarMax or something.
I thought AutoNation was owned by Kmart.
Well, it could be. It'd be something that you need to look into in your crack reporting skills.
As soon as I'm done drinking my coffee.
I think AutoNation owns Kmart.
Well, AutoNation is the number 1, and this has to do not just with number of dealerships that they own, but number of sales. So AutoNation, Penske Auto Group, like I said, is number 2. Sonic Automotive comes in number 3. Group 1, Hendrick Motorsports is number 6. So there's some big giant players involved in this, none of which I think AutoNation is the only one that has stores around here that they own. So continuing on now, Toyota Motor Manufacturing has issued another big recall, this time affecting 2.8 million cars worldwide. Faulty steering and water pump issues are related to various models, but most common are found on the Corolla and the Prius hybrid. Toyota is close to passing Honda as the most recalled manufacturer in the U.S. What do you think about that? Why are you giving me so much feedback?
Why are we all sitting here looking at each other like this?
Hey, here's one for you. Honda Motor Company is poised to take advantage of the Hyundai-Kia fuel rating faux pas. The Toyota recalls to advance itself in the U.S. marketplace after declining sales in recent years. The fuel economy error made by Hyundai-Kia now gives the most fuel-efficient award to Honda. And although not the world's largest manufacturer, Honda is on the heels of Toyota's perceived quality by U.S. consumers in the wake of the unprecedented Toyota recalls. Honda's set to make a comeback.
Why, sure. Why wouldn't they?
That's all I got in news. What do you got in automotive history this week, Third Wheel?
November 12, 1927, the Holland Tunnel connecting New York City and Jersey City, New Jersey, opened to traffic this day after a telegraphed announcement came from a presidential yacht anchored in the Potomac River made by Calvin Coolidge. What are you messing with, man? It's not even on. Anyway, the tunnel was named after its chief engineer, Clifford Milford Holland. Did that flood?
I don't know if it has or not. Please continue.
All right. Apparently, we're not paying attention to each other today, so.
You've only got like a minute.
I don't care.
Hurry up.
November 14, 1914, John and Horace Dodge complete their first vehicle known as
The Dodge.
Old Betsy.
Old Betsy.
The two brothers were first known in the auto industry for building and supplying engines and other parts to Ransom Olds and Henry Ford.
Oldsmobile and Ford.
I never knew that was his name, Ransom.
Ransom. Ford.
Ransom.
Eli.
Eli.
The Dodge Brothers Company was the largest auto parts manufacturer in the U.S., and they started their original business building
bicycles.
Now we're talking my talk.
He almost got me again.
Why do you got to stop?
Because that one stood way out.
Okay.
Want me to read it
the way
you wrote it?
Time. Please continue.
Want me to read it the way you wrote it?
No.
All right. November 15th, 1977. 100 millionth Ford vehicle was produced at the plant in New York State. All new 1978 Ford Fairmont Futura was introduced and took place on the Ford's Maverick and ultimately replaced by the Tempo.
30 seconds.
Crap car. The Fairmont was part of a nightmare in manufacturing for the Ford that lasted
hurry up
from
and read this because it's important.
1994.
Read the rest of it real quick.
Enzo Ferrari.
Not that part, the part about the Fords.
I just did.
No, isn't there something in there about the Maverick?
No.
There's not?
Well, it just said Ford's took place to the Ford's Maverick.
And then what?
And ultimately replaced by the Tempo.
Yeah. Are you feeling me? The Maverick?
Replaced the Tempo.
Then they went to the Fairmount? Then the Tempo? Holy crap! What a line of crap!
I said that, didn't I? I said Tempo was crap.
I think you did say that was crap.
Because you're playing with other machines.
We'll be back. Shut up. Dipsticks and Deals. We'll talk 1160.
Middle of the road. Yeah, come on, baby. Oh, get in the road. Oh, come on now. In the middle of the road, yeah.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's the forecast in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For today, it's going to be sunny, high 56, mainly clear tonight, low 32. Sunny tomorrow, high 60. Partly sunny skies on Tuesday, high 58. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 60. Thanksgiving Day looks nice with plenty of sunshine and high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weather Bug Forecast Center, this is staff meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
You want speed? You want power? You want style? You want something that turns heads? Then you want Easy Street Speed and Customs in Milford. Easy Street offers everything from minor repairs to full restoration, custom builds, late model mod, performance parts, and an on-site dyno for real performance tuning. Hot rods and cool rides at Easy Street Speed and Custom, 701 Chamber Drive in Milford, 513-831-7550. That's 513-831-7550.
Sports with Wildman Walker.
Cherie, of course, is sitting there with a Bengal shirt on, chilling, and just like, that's weak. It's just a pretty thing, but stick to the news. We do the sports.
Now, weekday afternoons, 3 till 5 on Real Talk 1160.
Hey, this is Jeff Pecora, one of the voices of the Reds on Fox Sports Ohio, for my good friend Don Matalk and Reincarnation Auto Body and Paint of Northern Kentucky. If you're a safe driver, like me, you'll probably never need Reincarnation services and...
Hey, Jeff, your car's all fixed and ready to go.
Not now, Don. I'm on the air. Come on. As I was saying, if you're safe like me, you probably won't ever need Reincarnation services. But if you happen to have anything from a minor fender bender to a major accident, know that Reincarnation Auto Body and Paint of Northern Kentucky is the best there is.
You know how you never thought those dents can never be repaired after you sideswiped that pole in the parking garage? Now it looks like new. No one will ever know.
Really, Don? No one?
I'm Don Matalka, owner of Reincarnation Auto Body and Paint. I will personally inspect your vehicle and help you save the most of your deductible. If we can't make your car look like new, no one can. Google Reincarnation Auto Body and Paint. Reincarnation Auto Body and Paint of Northern Kentucky. We bring good cars back to life.
Hey, Jeff, your car's all fixed.
What's that, Jeff?
Oh, I said it looks great.
I know, right?
Did you know Fear Buick GMC in Hamilton has been family owned and operated and serving the tri-state since 1932? Isn't that the kind of dealership you want to buy your next car from? And because of that success, Fear Buick GMC announces their upcoming move later this year to their new 26,000 square foot location between Menards and Kohl's near Bridgewater Falls. Come see Ray Tenley, Fear's general manager for the past 25 years, and tell him Dipsticks and Deals sent you. Call 513-863-8111 or visit fearmotors.com. That's FIEHRER Motors.com. Dennis Miller? We've got an app for that.
I'm the guy who can't seem to figure out how to turn his radio down.
Download TuneIn Radio for your Android, iPhone, or BlackBerry and listen to Real Talk 1160 anytime, anywhere.
Attention business owners and individuals who owe the IRS. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? You need aggressive representation. Call Certified Tax now at 800-440-5360 and speak to one of our tax attorneys, enrolled agents, or tax professionals who specialize in tax liens, back taxes, tax debt, wage garnishment, and collections. We won't waste a minute helping you with your tax problems. We'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. We've settled millions of dollars of tax issues for a fraction of the cost. Find the peace of mind knowing the IRS will not be knocking on your door. Protect your home, business, and family today. We know the tax laws and we act fast. Call today for your free, no-obligation consultation. 800-440-5360. Remember, we'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. That's guaranteed. Call Certified Tax at 800-440-5360. That's 800-440-5360. Again, 800-440-5360.
How about real car talk? Maintenance and repairs, buying and selling, hot rods and cool rides, performance, off-road, and auto racing. How about Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160, the show that's anything and everything automotive, every Sunday morning from 9 to 11. With me, your host, Jimmy B, and the Third Wheel, you'll get industry insight, cool trends, tips and tricks, and a whole lot more. For an entertaining and engaging look into the automotive world, listen to Dipsticks and Deals every Sunday morning at 9 on Real Talk 1160. You'll be smarter for having listened.
This is your home for NKU Norse basketball. Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back to Dipsticks and Deals. Real Talk 1160. Before we went to break, we were cutting the history short, and we had another segment. We were actually talking about in history the horrible run of the Ford from the Maverick. Thank you. From the Maverick to the Ford Fairmount to the Tempo. Does it get any worse than that car run than that?
Yeah, and that's why I said crap. So
no, it doesn't.
As long as we're on the same page.
Sure.
You had one more item.
Yeah, November 16, 1929, I think you were born. Enzo Ferrari founded the Scuderia Ferrari, a car racing club of aficionados and builders that by 1933 became the entire race engineering department at Alfa Romeo.
Isn't that cool? So Enzo Ferrari starts a car club that's got so much talent and skill relative to hot cars and racing that his club actually took over the engineering department at Alfa Romeo.
That dude has
that's incredible.
Some serious good and bad history.
That's a private. Yeah, he does have good and bad history. But you know what? Back then, when if you live over in Nazi Germany and Hitler tells you to do something, the alternative is death.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
So you can't really hold. I mean, it's not like
he just got a lot of talent.
Yeah, he wasn't running concentration camps and things like that. He was just engineering war machines,
right?
Which we have people that do that too. So,
oh yeah.
Moving forward.
Forward? What do you move?
We have, like I said, a potluck of automotive information for you today.
He's doing that on purpose.
I'm going to say potluck 20 times today. The Super Bus. Have you seen the Super Bus? And I wanted to be on board with this, so I brought a picture. This is a Lamborghini-style bus. It's 49 feet long. It's 8 feet wide. It's 5 foot 5 inches high. Uses lightweight materials like carbon fiber, aluminum, polycarbonate, and fiberglass. This is a full electric limousine style bus. Now check this thing out. There was an Arab sheik that paid over $10 million for this super bus, and they're going to use it in the United Arab Emirates. And what they're going to do is travel between Abu Dhabi and Dubai in this bus, and they can travel 75 miles in less than 30 minutes. Look at that thing.
Wow. That's amazing.
Get on Google and check out Super Bus.
That's what I'm looking at.
It looks like a Lambo, but it's stretched out. All those doors are gull-wing doors. It's got 2 rear axles, and it's got 6-wheel steering. Unbelievable. $10 million a sheik paid just to drive back and forth between 2 cities.
If he wants to pay $10 million, I'll build him something.
Well, he is, because he's feeding us oil, so we're paying for it.
Exactly. You know, the fastest selling cars in America, I'm going to go over this list real quick, something I found. because we talked. I don't think any of these cars necessarily went on our worst list last week, but maybe on our best list. The number 10 best-selling car in the United States, the Subaru XV Crosstrek. It's a little SUV, a little Subaru, $21,000 to $25,000. It gets 23 to 30 miles a gallon. You know what number 9 is? The Audi S8 sedan.
Really?
That's the 9th best-selling car in the country in this economy, and you know what the sticker price
I was going to say it's like $56,000, isn't it?
Double it.
Really?
That's $102,000 to $110,000.
So there's a huge division between haves and haves not.
Apparently, because it only gets 15 miles at a gallon, so you're going to pay a bunch for it. I think one of the Audis, I don't know if it was this one, but Audis are among the most expensive cost of ownership cars there are, and I think it's funny in this economy that one of them comes in the top 10 best-selling cars in the country.
Mine I just sold, but I had, I got like 19 miles a gallon on mine.
Oh, you did.
Number 8 on the list, best-selling cars in America. Not a huge surprise that it's a top 10, but it's number 8. It's the Ford Fusion Hybrid, $27,000 to $28,000 car, but it gets 47 miles a gallon. And it's a mid to full-size car. I think it's classed as mid-size, but it's like the one I'm driving out here today from the store. And they're nice cars, really nice cars. Ford's got a couple entries in the top 10. Number 7. Once again, we're talking about, in this economy, somewhat of a surprise, the Ford Shelby GT500 is the 7th best-selling car in the country.
Wow.
And now, that's a car that's got a $54,000 to $60,000 sticker and only gets 15 to 24 mile a gallon. Now, maybe some people are looking at this more of as an investment than a daily driver.
That's possible.
And in this economy, maybe that makes some sense. Number 6, the Subaru BRZ, which is a really cool little Subaru. If you've ever seen one, it's a sports car. Very slick. Looks kind of like the Hyundai Veloster. It's a 25 to 28,000 mile car that gets 22 to 30 mile per gallon. That's number 6, and I can see that just from a cosmetic standpoint because the money's right on it, and it's really cool looking. If you can get past the fact that it's a Subaru.
I never even saw it.
All-wheel drive. It's bad. Little two-door sports.
BZR.
BRZ.
BRZ.
The Subaru BRZ. Go ahead and Google that. You'll like it.
All right.
Number 5, and this did shock me because this made our ugliest cars of 2013 list. The number 5 car, Kia Soul. That compact sports wagon gets 14 to 20 miles a gallon, which isn't great for a little box car.
It's cheap.
Sorry, I said that backwards. 25 to 30 miles a gallon, which you still would think would be a little better than that little thing. But that's a $14,000 to $20,000 car. I guess the price point's what's selling it, plus the miles per gallon. But that Kia Soul's ugly, man.
Kids.
That
BRZ, by the way, as soon as I saw it, looks like a souped-up MX-6 or something.
Isn't that cool
Mazda.
looking, though?
Yeah, it is.
It's a good-looking car. This one you'll appreciate, third wheel, the Ford C-Max Hybrid.
The Seabiscuit.
The Seabiscuit is the number 4 best-selling car so far for the year. That car just came out, too, so that's pretty impressive. $25,000 to $29,000, and it, again, is a 47-mile-per-gallon car.
When I pull C-Max up, I get
I think they're kind of ugly. I don't really like the I don't like the design of that car.
It's a typical little tiny car.
Does it go underwater?
But why can't
Smart
you
car.
make a small, fuel-efficient car cool? I don't get it.
It looks like remember the Pontiac Aztec?
Yeah.
Looks like the Aztec and a
back.
smart car had a baby.
Combined. Yeah. I mean, it is. It made our ugly list.
Does it
last week.
float or something? What's the whole C thing going on?
C-Max is
just a pretty name to make it feel good.
Yeah. Here's another one that made the list, another surprising one in this economy. The 3rd best-selling car in the country, the Audi S6 sedan, 17 to 27 mile a gallon in that car, but it's going to cost you $64,000 to $71,000 dollars if you build it right.
That's insane.
How can that be the 3rd best-selling car? And it gets even better. Number 2 best-selling car, the small SUV BMW X1.
Yeah.
$30,000 to $40,000 car with a 24 to 34 mile per gallon fuel range or mile per gallon range, which is good relative to some of the other similar sized SUVs. Because I don't know what your CX-9 gets, but I can tell you that the Highlander we have doesn't get anywhere close to that.
No, and my Bugatti, the one I keep in the garage.
What does your Bugatti get?
Like 4 miles.
You just like saying Bugatti.
Do you know what kind of bush hog you can get for that kind of money?
I know. And you could get that instead of the number 1 best-selling car in the world, or why did I say that? Because that's not what we're talking about.
Because we used to own the world.
We do own the world.
Used to.
The number one best-selling car in the country right now is the Cadillac ATS. That's the entry-level luxury car, $33,000 to $48,000, 22 to 33 miles per gallon. A lot of their marketing. This is like a cheap Cadillac. The ATS. This is a cheap CTS is what this is. It's a smaller version of a cool car, but it's at least they didn't go back to the Cimarron kind of style deal. You know what I'm saying? This looks like the CTS, but it's actually a little smaller, a little cheaper. It's something that your average Joe can drive a nice Cadillac. And they're good looking.
And
they don't interrupt. They get good fuel mileage. 22 to 33 mile a gallon on a small sedan. What the heck? It's a Cadillac. You get the luxury. You get the features. I don't like GM. I don't care. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just saying, I just don't like these body styles. I just think of Caddy. I think like my dad used to own these old Caddies, and it just doesn't feel. It looks like a Toyota from distance or something else. You know what I mean?
You don't like the new CTS?
Man, I don't like any of these guys.
You're crazy, dude.
Especially I don't like
something's wrong with you.
I don't like emblems big as my head.
They do have big emblems.
Have an option.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Like
the emblem on the front of the CTS is much too big.
Ford for the luxury car should have like a little nice flowing little chrome F.
Let's go to a
Mazda's got a giant. That's CX-9.
You guys
got a giant emblem.
I don't like any giant emblems. If I'm going to pay
Teletubby,
if I'm going to pay $50,000 for a car, I want this thing to flow, man.
Take it off. Take the
I did, but I scratched the paint with my hammer and my chisel.
Put some duct tape over it.
Duct tape over you.
You're just lucky that we don't live in Paris. And when we come back, I'm going to tell everybody why.
Man, I wouldn't live in Paris if it was the last place that I ever lived.
Yes, you would. If it was the last place, it'd be the only place.
No, I'll float. I'll be Waterworld.
Dipsticks and Deals, Real Talk 1160.
You got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay?
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's a forecast in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For today, it's going to be sunny, high 56, mainly clear tonight, low 32. Sunny tomorrow, high 60. Partly sunny skies on Tuesday, high 58. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 60. Thanksgiving Day looks nice with plenty of sunshine and high of 60. Friday, mostly sunny, high 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is staff meteorologist Jim Rinaldi.
If you drive a car, you must have this number, 1-800-828-0159. The number to STI Towing, the Tri-State's towing pros. STI handles most motor clubs, including AAA, and they offer prompt, courteous, and professional service all day and all night. Mention Real Talk 1160 and the first 5 miles are free. That's 1-800-828-0159. 1-800-828-0159 for STI Towing.
We know you should be working, but seeing as you're on Facebook already, why not flip over to the 1160 page and tell us what you think? Then go to 1160.com and listen while you're online. We're worldwide. Real Talk 1160.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a price war among the major term life carriers. Consider these possible rates. A man age 45, non-tobacco user could obtain $1 million of coverage for as little as $75 a month, and this rate is fixed for the next 10 years. We specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. A man age 50, non-tobacco user may be able to obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $115 per month, and this rate is fixed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed not to change for 20 years. We have great rates for smokers too. For new or replacement term life insurance, call the Term Lifeline now. 800-890-5049. 800-890-5049. That's 800-890-5049.
Have you ever lost a cat? And have you ever wanted to get your cat back after you lost it? I'm Andrew Hoffman. I invented the Lost Cat Magnet. Just turn it on and lost cats stick to it. Just listen to one satisfied cat. That's proof. You should invent stuff too. But remember, don't do a lost cat magnet.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the National Inventors Hall of Fame Foundation, and the Ad Council.
For America's wounded warriors, coming home can be a battle in itself. The USO provides ways for all of us to support our wounded warriors. Join us. Visit USO.org to learn how you can make a difference in their lives.
You hear that sound? At Meijer, that's the sound of savings. Because with low Meijer prices, you can save on the items you use every day. So whenever you buy laundry detergent, you save. And whenever you buy diapers, you save. Toothpaste, pet food, coffee, save, save, save. So if low Meijer prices sound good to you, you'll love the sound of this.
Wow, those savings really add up.
Experience the savings, experience the difference. Meijer.
Cincinnati business owners want to leverage the power of social media, digital marketing, radio, and TV for your business? Then advertise with the Christian Blue Pages and align your business with our powerful promotional network that drives consumers to our online and print Christian business directory. Don't miss out. Now is your last chance to be included in the next edition of the Greater Cincinnati Christian Blue Pages. Call 1-800-860-BLUE today to contact your Christian Blue Pages representative. 1-800-860-BLUE.
What would the holidays be without the iconic red kettles around the tri-state? Despite recent tough times, these kettles have raised millions for the less fortunate. And now Real Talk 1160 is partnering with the Salvation Army to host our own red kettle online. Visit onlineredkettle.org/realtalk1160 to make your donation. You can even create your own online kettle. Whatever and however you give, let's help all our tri-state neighbors have a very Merry Christmas. Visit onlineredkettle.org/realtalk1160.
Cincinnati's Real Talk. Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back to Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160. Before we went to break, and again, just if you're just tuning in, we're talking about a potluck of automotive topics today.
A banquet.
A banquet. A mere smorgasbord of automotive
you're
fodder.
making me so hungry, Jimmy B.
I know. Well, we are coming up on Thanksgiving. We're going to get to our pit stop recipe later, so stay tuned. I said before we went to break that you're lucky that you don't live in Paris, to which you replied, what did you say? I wouldn't live in Paris.
If it was the last land on Earth.
And I said you're wrong, because if it were the last land on Earth, it would be the only place you could live.
And I said I would.
You see how my thought process is so far above yours?
Is that it?
That's why I'm over here on this side of the table.
I'm building a giant barge.
The mayor of Paris is proposing a law that would ban cars built prior to 1997. Now, you talk about trying to curb emissions, taking all the old cars, 97 and older, off the road completely.
Well,
that means no old, and I'm telling you, Paris has got a lot of cool old cars. The Citroen that they use for taxi cabs and all these other Alphas and the Healy, Jensen Healys and all the cool little cars that run around over there. He's talking about banning them 97 and older starting in 2014.
Is that right?
What are you guys doing? Because you're supposed to be paying attention to me. All eyes on me.
We're sharing butter for our French toast.
You know, one of the ambiance of Paris is the old cars that they drive, the old taxi cabs that they use, and this cat is wanting to eliminate everything 97 and older, which is going to destroy part of the tourism, which is what a lot of people fear in Paris. And I had no idea Paris even had a mayor, but that's what it says. They call them mayors.
Inspector Clouseau.
Well, it's also going to destroy the market for used cars.
It will over there, and we actually export. There's companies that export some of these old cars, American cars, because they're desirable over there. What's the use of having them if you can't drive them? Because he's not talking about stricter emission standards. He's talking about banning them, which means they all go into the crusher. So be thankful that you are not living in Paris. You guys, I'm not comfortable with what's happening in the studio. No, I can't hear you. Get back to your other microphone and say something smart.
It sort of reminds me.
Yeah?
It sort of reminds me of the cash for clunkers.
It is kind of like
and what it did.
Yeah.
To the used car market.
Which is a really good point, because I wonder if these folks over there that have these older vehicles, or these cab companies that are using these Citroens, which are 60s cars, if they ban them, are they going to compensate them for this? What are these people that drive these old cars going to do for transportation?
That's what I mean.
If they can't buy another one.
Exactly.
So Paris has got the problems.
Ew.
You know, here's something, too, that I saw that was kind of interesting and kind of disturbing. Now, they say it's temporary, but I don't buy temporary in this situation. But they're trying to push out this new Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
Faster than what the production will allow.
The Grand Sport?
But you know what they're going to do to it?
What?
They're going to put a Japanese transmission in it.
What's going on?
Well, we talked about that a long time ago, though.
But this now, and I have nothing against Aisin transmissions from Japan because they're probably the best built transmissions out in the automatics that there is. They're very expensive to work on. But we're talking about an iconic American automobile in the Corvette. How many people are going to buy it knowing it has a Japanese transmission in it?
But you know what? That fits with the way GM was bought out or being run by the government, that they were talking about 7 to 10 vehicles being built overseas.
Right.
Same thing. Now, also looking back at what we said a long time ago about this type of stuff where you'd find a car manufacturer make a deal with another car manufacturer. So you buy so many transmissions from this company, and then you buy so many, whatever from the company A when you do it. Like basically a part swap.
Right.
I mean, it's not uncommon. It's been going on since the 80s.
Yeah, but you're talking about a Corvette. A Corvette buyer is different than your normal everyday driver buyer. And I can't believe I just said that like that because it had such a ring to it.
But it still fits the way people think today.
So what you're saying is, if I can collapitate this correctly, you're saying that people will accept this
in this climate, in this culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Why, sure they will.
So do you?
I don't think the buyer will.
So that's what I'm talking about. The buyer, who's going to buy these?
No one. That is a true Corvette lover.
That's what my point is. So they're going to put out a Corvette just to get it on the market with a Japanese transmission in it. How are they going to sell any? Isn't it kind of mute? Why would you do that?
That's why I think they're too stupid to be this. They're too stupid to have this as a marketing ploy. So I do think that they will pick up some of those buyers who don't care where anything's made, or live in this culture that they think that's a global whatever.
I guess. I don't get it. I don't like Corvettes with Japanese transmissions. I like Aisin transmissions. They've been in Jeeps and other cars for years, and they're bulletproof trannies. It is a good transmission, but from the standpoint of American muscle, with an American 6 or 8-speed transmission in a Corvette, it needs to be built in these United States of
America. And I think,
thank you very much.
Unfortunately, I think that type of mindset is dying.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's terrible.
And I hate that.
That's
and
where
I
the pride
wouldn't buy
comes in.
one of them Corvettes because you're going to be one of them people in 10 years when you talk about your Corvette, and they're going to be like, oh, is that one of those ones with the Japanese transmission in it?
That's where the American pride comes in.
Yeah, well.
It's gone.
It needs to come in.
It needs to come back.
Buy a tractor.
Buy a tractor. Buy a John Deere. We're doing a lot of newer, later model car stuff, but I've got a list here. Used cars to stay away from. And there's some cars on here that would probably surprise some folks.
Here or in France?
Here. Wow. And I did a little technical engineering check, and I understand that we're coming across on the radio fine and on live stream fine, but in studio, just so you folks know, if we sound a little odd at times, it's because we're getting a reverb and I don't know the technical term for it, but we're getting a lot of...
We're extrapolating the feedback.
It sounds like we're talking inside of a pipe.
I feel like I'm being abducted by UFOs.
Yeah, it does. So
hey, that does happen.
It does unnerve us a little bit, but apparently we're coming across the airwaves just fine, so we're glad for that. Used cars to stay away from. How about a 2009 to 2011 Audi Q5? And Audi typically, they're expensive, but they build a good car.
Right.
They really do. This is a little crossover vehicle. Runs really good, but based on Consumer Reports data, owners have had a lot of problems with the cooling system, the electrical system, the audio system, lots of squeaks and rattles, among other things. This is on the Audi Q5, little SUV crossover. If you're going to get one of these cars, make sure it's certified pre-owned if you buy a used one.
What's the topic again?
Used cars to stay away from. Used cars to stay away from. Unlike the radio personality to stay away from, which you're number one.
No, and I figured out our feedback problem. It's Coltrane's metal plate in his head.
That could be.
Stay away from the microphone.
It could be that or the barn nail that's still in my foot.
Well, did you rewire the microwave in there in the break room?
I know it's gone.
Because we could have some microwave feedback.
That could be.
Could be.
It could be. Not likely, but you never know. Here's another one.
Please continue.
This one. Don't you ever take my line. Don't you ever steal my tagline. The 2007. This is surprising to me too. 2000.
Is it Jimmy B?
Well, it'll surprise you too. The 2007 to 2010. If you're looking at one of these used, you might want to stay away or reconsider the BMW 330i and 325i. I'm a little shocked.
That is surprising. I always heard it was the 7 Series. Remember when they had that?
They are the sweet 3 Series car.
That's what I mean. I never really heard much about the 3 and the 5.
But there's serious problems in the fuel system, major engine component failures, body hardware, and audio system problems. Now, in 2012, they've redesigned the 3 Series, so I think you're okay on the 2012. Time will tell. But 07 to 10 BMW 330i and 335i is one you want to stay away from.
Happy turkey. Gobble, gobble.
We'll be right back. Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160.
This is Melissa Floan, owner of La Crema Coffee Company in Westchester, Ohio. I love my morning coffee, and you will too when you start your day with a cup of La Crema coffee. We use 100% Colombian beans for all of our flavors and blends. We roast them fresh every day. You can get a bag and don't even have to leave your house to order some. Just click lacremacoffeecompany.com. That's LACREMA coffeecompany.com.
Real Talk 1160. WQRT, Florence, Cincinnati. With something different to listen to at noon. Mike Huckabee, your conservative alternative. Real Talk 1160.
From America's Radio News, I'm Claire Beverly. President Barack Obama says Israel has a right to defend itself from missiles being aimed at the country by militants in the Gaza Strip.
There's no country on earth that would tolerate missiles raining down on its citizens.
The president's comments came as Israeli strikes hit 2 media centers in the Gaza Strip today. Palestinian militants have meanwhile fired at least one more long-range rocket at Tel Aviv. The 4th day in a row, the city has come under fire. The rocket was intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. Obama was speaking at a news conference in Bangkok. He's on a 3-day, 3-country tour of Asia, calling the Pacific region crucial for creating jobs in the U.S. The tour also includes a first-ever presidential visit to Myanmar. Obama says the visit is an acknowledgement of the democratic transition underway there, but not an endorsement of the country's government.
There is an articulated commitment to further political reform. But I don't think anybody's under any illusion that Burma's arrived.
House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi says she's hopeful that lawmakers can come to a deal to avoid the year-end so-called fiscal cliff, but any deal has to include tax rate increases for the wealthy. She tells ABC's This Week that she cannot accept a deal that caps deductions and closes some loopholes, but does not alter current tax rates for the wealthy. Investigators in Texas say railroad warning signals were already active when a parade float filled with wounded veterans began to cross the tracks and was hit by a freight train, killing 4 vets of Iraq and Afghanistan and wounding 16 other people. Mark Rosekind with the National Transportation Safety Board says they've learned from surveillance video that the train's engineer tried to warn the vehicle that was stopped on the tracks.
9 seconds before the impact, the engineer sounds the horn as a warning for 4 seconds. At 7 seconds before the impact, the gate strikes the float, hitting flagpoles.
Your first stop for breaking news. This is America's Radio News.
Is it time for you to own your own business? Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care, is assigning franchises with protected territories across America at an affordable cost. Visiting Angels franchises send experienced caregivers to non-medical home care to thousands of adults nationwide, so they won't have to move into a nursing home. Call Visiting Angels toll-free at 877-374-LIVE. Look us up on the web at www.livingassistance.com. You'll receive initial training and years of online guidance, including teleconference training workshops. Thousands of home care client leads are distributed to franchisees each month from national advertising on the internet and radio. Speak to our 300 franchisees to learn how this senior home care franchise has changed their lives. Call Visiting Angels toll-free at 877-374-LIVE. Look us up on the web at www.livingassistance.com. For a Visiting Angels franchise or home care for a loved one, call 877-374-LIVE. That's Visiting Angels toll-free at 877-374-LIVE, L-I-V-E.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's your latest forecast for northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For this afternoon, sunny with a high near 61. Mostly clear tonight, low 33. Sunny on Monday, high near 62. Mostly clear Monday night, low 37. Partly sunny on Tuesday, a high near 59. Cloudy Tuesday night, low 42. Mostly sunny Wednesday with a high near 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is Jim Tice.
Laura Ingram?
Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
We've got an app for that.
Oh, fantastic.
Download TuneIn Radio for your Android, iPhone, or BlackBerry. And listen to Real Talk 1160 anywhere, anytime.
Your healthy radio addiction.
King's Kia. Whether you want a little bit of this or a little bit of that, number one, King's Kia has it all.
We're moving and we're overstocked. 2013 Kia Optima is up to $5,000 off.
Sock Monkey included.
Or how about a 2013 Kia Soul or a Kia Rio starting at $13,900?
A wrap and hamster not included, but free oil changes are.
And up to $6,000 off 2013 Kia Sorrentos.
Wow, are you kidding me? And with the best in the biz 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, these deals are hard to beat. King's Kia.
You're going to look great behind the wheel of your new Kia, I guarantee.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number.
Call 877-319-MY-TV.
The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So cancel the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money.
Call 877-319-MY-TV.
At just $24.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card.
Call 877-319-MY-TV. That's 877-319-MY-TV.
Walmart.
We go, the horse knows the way to carry
all the fixins for Thanksgiving, like Hellman's Real Mayonnaise.
Through the white and drifted snow, over the river and through the
Checkout lane with Nestle Carnation baking kits and Libby's pumpkin pie filling.
Wherever the pumpkin pie.
Walmart has everything you need to be ready for a great Thanksgiving meal, backed by our ad match guarantee. Our stores will match the price of any local competitor's printed ad for an identical product. Not applicable to Walmart.com. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Jeff Piccaro, telling it like it is.
Josh Hamilton, it's almost like watching Robert Redford in The Natural, except this guy is 6'4", 230 pounds, and runs like a deer.
The Last Call with Jeff Piccaro, weekday evenings at 5 on Real Talk 1160. Between the economy and the price of gas, how about a way to save some money for a change? Lower your insurance premium with help from Huseman Schmidt Insurance. They understand more than most because they've been local, family-owned, and part of your community since 1976. Huseman Schmidt's expertise and common sense approach have helped their clients protect their assets and save money. For all your business and personal insurance needs, call Huseman Schmidt at 513-521-8590 and ask for Rob or AJ, or visit HusemanSchmidt.com. Huseman Schmidt cares. Keep it locked on your conservative alternative. Real Talk 1160. Welcome to Dipsticks and Deals with Jimmy B and the Third Wheel on Real Talk 1160. Everything you need to know about cars, buying, financing, trading, maintenance, repairs, auto, body, and more. Join the program by calling 513-579-1160. Now, here are your hosts, Jimmy B and the Third Wheel on Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back. Jimmy B, the Third Wheel, and Kenny Coltrane sitting in on Dipsticks and Deals today, talking about a whole bunch of different types of automotive stuffage.
And issues.
You guys have anything worthwhile to say before we get started?
Yeah, I'd like to thank our second hour sponsors.
Great. And who would they be?
The first one is lucky number one, Huseman Schmidt Insurance.
Huseman Schmidt.
Yeah, just a real quick. These guys are out of 5670 Cheviot Road.
Cheviot
Road. Give them a call, 521-8590. Actually, I'm part of that group. Give me a call, Third Wheel, Rob.
Don't say your real name on the radio.
Rob. Well, you have to if I'm sponsoring, so. That's just how we roll in the insurance business.
Please continue.
Anyway, real quick, if you want to, and I know you guys who have cruise-ins and have your custom cars, your classic cars, hot rods, you know there's a new product out there, a new company that's playing, that has a product out there for these guys that's a little bit more user-friendly than Hagerty, and that's Safeco. That's Jimmy B playing with his sound effect button. Anyway. Check out Safeco. Give us a call. We can tell you about all the products that they have for those more everyday use or a little more usage than they're used to as far as the product goes.
Okay, I will.
Classic cars. Also, check out Game On.
Excuse me.
You gotta speak up.
Check out Game On. Great food, a lot of TVs.
I'm sorry.
And they're at 5880 Cheviot Road. Give them a call, 385-9999.
Huseman Schmid.
No, that's Game On. Shut up. You shut up.
Somebody invest in roads and bridges.
Go watch the game tonight. Go watch the games today. They will customize pretty much any television out there for you to watch. So if you like the Eagles, you like anybody out there, the Bengals, they'll set you up with your group, put the TVs on. So
And
you
I
can
will
watch.
say that Game On is the most beautiful place in the world.
In the building or the girls?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game On is a really good, cool place to hang out and watch sports, and just even to go up there for lunch, on any day of the week.
The food is great, and it's just huge portions.
You sounded like Tony the Tiger.
All right, you're bothering me. Please continue.
What about if I'm telling you? I'm gonna tell you something right now.
You got to put that phone down.
If you keep that up, that whole please continue thing, which is something that I prefer to say.
You prefer?
Yeah, we're gonna be fighting. Round one.
You want to know anything about
fuel prices?
Yeah, what about fuel prices?
Let's hear it.
Well, not much has changed.
That's it?
That's it. AAA reports the national average at $3.42 unleaded, regular.
Yeah.
$3.99 diesel. Now that's national average. Here in the tri-state, we're seeing it as low as $3.23 unleaded regular. And $3.87.
Just talk through.
I am $3.87 diesel, and as high as $3.45 regular unleaded, and $4.19.
Do you know what
diesel.
my favorite smell is?
Wow.
Do you know where the highest
Natural gas
price right now is for unleaded?
In the country or in this area?
And actually in diesel too.
In Diesel Town?
$4.11 in Hawaii, unleaded.
Wow.
And lowest diesel's $3.73 in Missouri.
I wonder if they have oil rigs off the shores of Ohio or Hawaii.
Yeah, Ohio. If you go about 14 kilometers out,
up in the middle of the river.
Whatever, dude. $4.94 is high for Hawaii.
That's it takes a lot to get fuel there.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think it would. I think everything's expensive in Hawaii.
Well, as soon as they get those oil rigs off of Ohio,
yeah, but they're all on fire and
oil
stuff.
Will be a lot cheaper.
And they got to just keep them from exploding and stuff.
We just killed
Third
that
wheel.
segment.
Are you okay? What are you doing?
That's Katie Coltrane.
I'm back.
Okay.
I think I passed out there for a minute.
How about car of the week? Do we have a car of the week this week? Of course we do, because I wrote this. 1932 Ford V8 Cabriolet. This is a flathead V8, 65 horsepower manual shift, single downdraft carburetor, small one-piece block. This was the first V8 produced by Ford, the flathead. This is not to be mistaken with the 34 Ford sedan that Bonnie and Clyde drove with the big V8.
That's a great movie.
This was before. It is a great movie. This was before that. This is the Ford V8 Cabriolet. Engine design was from Henry Ford, but the new body, chassis, engineering, and design all came from his son, Edsel, the namesake of what is considered one of the ugliest cars ever made, the Edsel. Iconic. I said iconic, and that's not what it says. Ironic, being the 32 Cabriolet Flatty is very, very popular. So his first design attempt was very successful in the 32 Cabriolet, but then when they did the actual Edsel, the namesake car that he designed, was hideous. Very, very sought after now, this far down the road, but yeah, not very popular, didn't sell well.
Do you know we have a very French show today? Very
French Swansea.
Because do you know what cabriolet means?
French.
Do you know what cabriolet means?
French toast?
No.
What's it mean?
A light two-wheeled one-horse carriage with a folding top capable of seating two persons.
What the hell does that have to do with France?
Because you just talked about cabriolet.
And you gave me the definition that doesn't...
The cabriolet, the name cabriolet. You just talked about a cabriolet car.
Speaking of Edsels,
a lot of people don't know what a cabriolet means.
I'm looking forward to punching you in the throat.
I spray paint Edsels on the side of my barn all the time.
Spray paint Edsels?
Edsels.
Easels.
No, it's easel or stencil, not Edsel.
Edsel, I think, is what.
Edsel was an automobile.
I thought. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I don't do that.
Real quick before break, we've got a morning news dipstick of the week. Now follow me on this. Dipstick of the week is Jennifer Reyna from Houston, Texas. Jennifer is a television traffic reporter on a morning news show in Houston, and the other day she was reporting in front of the big green screen. It had a live shot of where a traffic accident had just occurred. Jennifer points at the screen where the fire trucks are starting to pull away, looks back at the camera, and this is what she says. Well, you won't have a problem getting through this portion of the expressway since the fire department and police have quickly cleaned up the accident that had 2 lanes blocked. But no worries, everything is running smoothly in that area. But you always want to pay attention because it only takes a second for something to happen when somebody's not paying attention. The whole time she's saying this, mayhem is happening on the screen behind her. You have to see this on YouTube. There's cars swerving and crashing. A Chevy Suburban goes rolling across the screen, all while she's saying how the road's clear and how be careful and pay attention, and all this is unfolding on this giant screen behind her.
That's amazing.
Pay attention, Jennifer. You're the dipstick of the week.
What's the title of the YouTube?
I would just put in Jennifer Reyna. It's Reyna news traffic or something of that effect, and
Jennifer
you'll see.
Reyna.
That's a pretty name.
You'll see her doing this. Very pretty lady doing this traffic report about this accident that's being cleaned up. Everything's great. So going out and get your cup of coffee, and you'll be rolling through quite nicely. And all hell's breaking loose on the screen behind her.
Hey, we got a pit stop. Pot stop.
No, we don't do pot stops on this
Pit
show.
stop recipe.
Dipsticks and deals. We'll be right back.
Is a little higher.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's your latest forecast for northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For this afternoon, sunny with a high near 61. Mostly clear tonight, low 33. Sunny on Monday, high near 62. Mostly clear Monday night, low 37. Partly sunny on Tuesday, a high near 59. Cloudy Tuesday night, low 42. Mostly sunny Wednesday with a high near 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is Jim Tice.
I had 5 drunk driving charges in the last 6 years of my drinking, and I drank for over 55 years. My probation officer threatened me with a year in jail. So the next day I went to my first AA meeting. I had tried many times in my life to quit drinking, but always went back to even heavier drinking. For me, the AA program has been the easier, softer way to stop drinking. Alcoholics Anonymous. It works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or AA.org.
We know you should be working, but seeing as you're on Facebook already, why not flip over to the 1160 page and tell us what you think? Then go to 1160.com and listen while you're online. We're worldwide. Real Talk 1160.
A cozy fireplace is nice, but it's not going to heat your house all winter. This is John O'Sleeka from Window World of the Queen City, and I'm here to tell you about the original 189 window. Because it's cold outside, your windows should be doing their job inside. Aside from a beautiful view, your windows should be insulating. And during this time of year, that means they should be keeping the warm air in and the freezing air out. If your windows aren't doing their job, your furnace is working overtime. And take it from me, that can get very expensive. Cheap or inefficient windows are costing you money all year long, plain and simple. Let Window World give you a free consultation and show you just how much money you can save. And since Window World is the home of the original 189 window, you'll save even more up front. Don't miss out on a great opportunity to save money. Insulate your home and get the best window on the market today. Choose Window World, the #1 replacement window company in America. Visit our website at windowworldcincinnati.com. That's windowworldcincinnati.com. Window World, simply the best for less.
Cincinnati AM with Dean Muccio. I was at a restaurant that was an old house, supposedly haunted, turned into a restaurant, and my lemon flew off of my glass into my cup of coffee without help. Something is going on.
Maybe I ought to go investigate.
Come on, Scoob.
Weekday mornings at 7 on your conservative alternative. Real Talk 1160. Mike Huckabee.
The president opened up a new line of attack on Mitt Romney. I love the line he says, "Now, I'm not a doctor." And my first thought was, no, but you just overhauled the entire healthcare system as if you were.
The Mike Huckabee Show. Every weekday at noon on Real Talk 1160.
Please listen closely. We have some great news. Most people today are spending way too much for their cell phone service. Now introducing a plan never heard of before. You can get unlimited voice, texting, and data for only $49 a month, and get this, no contract. More great news, it's on one of the top 3 carriers, far surpassing the service of AT&T according to Consumers Report. Now, are you ready for this? You can share this great news with friends and family, and when you do, you can actually get paid for using your cell phone. And folks, that's only the beginning. There's too much to share during this short time. If you'd like to save money or see an opportunity that could change your life, call me right now at 734-480-9000. Ask for John. Please don't pass up an opportunity that could save you money and possibly change your life without at least getting more information. Call me right now at 734-480-9000. That's 734-480-9000.
You want speed, you want power, you want style, you want something that turns heads? Then you want Easy Street Speed and Customs in Milford. Easy Street offers everything from minor repairs to full restoration, custom builds, late model mod, performance parts, and an on-site dyno for real performance tuning. Hot rods and cool rides at Easy Street Speed and Custom, 701 Chamber Drive in Milford, 513-831-7550. That's 513-831-7550.
Laura Ingram, mornings at 9. Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back to Dipsticks and Deals. Jimmy B, the third wheel, and Kenny Coltrane.
Yeah.
We just got done talking about our dipstick of the week, and
was.
I guess we're getting ready to roll on to our pot stop, dude.
Dude, man, you want to hear about some pot stops?
I can't believe you said pot stop. It's pit stop.
Because you were talking about potluck, and I was thinking about pit stop.
It's pit
potluck.
stop. Do you have a recipe or not?
Yeah, I do. And this is going to be for more of your healthier side, like the east side, not the west side.
Oh, that's not nice.
We're fighting. Go ahead.
Yep.
Please continue.
So anyway,
I'll beat you up later.
It's a mahi club.
Oh, I like mahi.
Do you like mahi?
Is that a drink?
I do love mahi.
Yeah, no, it's fish.
I love mahi.
So anyway, I'm going to base this off of 4 fillets,
I love
4
mahi.
sandwiches. Here's the ingredients:
Mahi.
4 fillets,
Mahi.
thawed, 1 pound of bacon, 1 tomato, 1 lettuce, 1 onion, mayo, Thousand Island, buns, pickles, pickle relish, and an optional can of your favorite beer.
Wow.
So it is a drink.
Could be.
No, that sounds really good. Please keep going.
Okay, again, it depends how many people you have, but we're going to do on 4. You take the fillet that's thawed, you season it, and whatever you like. I like to season it in butter, sea salt, pepper, and a little blackened fish seasoning that they sell.
Don't make it racial, but go ahead.
Yeah. Place the fillets in a foil.
The fillet.
Yeah. Take the fillet, put it in foil. I pour a little bit of my favorite beer on there.
And what would that
After
beer
it's
be?
seasoned.
What would that favorite beer be, sir?
Well, actually, you don't know much about it, but I like Whitetail Ale.
I know everything about Whitetail Ale.
It's a home brewed.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Microbrew, they call that.
Very good.
From right here in Anderson.
Yep.
Oh, that's hog off.
So you close up the foil.
Okay.
Then you place it on the grill. You have the beer. You have all the seasoning.
I will.
And then you cook it until about, as you're cooking the bacon, too.
Yeah, you got to cook the bacon.
You got to cook the bacon because it all has to be timed right.
Yeah, and raw bacon will make you sick.
About third of the bacon's completed. Then you take off.
You did smoke some pot, didn't you?
You take the pound of bacon in the grill. That do all that. So anyway, you slice up your onion, tomatoes, blah 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 blah. You take the fish and you take the bacon. You have the bacon on a plate. You take the fish fillets. You set it on the middle of it, and then you wrap the bacon around the fish fillet.
Oh, well, be careful. Be careful.
And then what you do is you take the sauce. Now the sauce, what I do is I take a little bit of mayo. It could be whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thousand Island.
Love it.
Pickle relish.
Yes.
I sort of mix it up. That's what I like to have.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds good.
So anyway, then you just build your sandwich with it. The filet with the bacon wrap, lettuce, tomato, onion, buns, of course, and that sauce.
That's incredible. That sounds really,
it is
really
delicious.
Delectable.
Where I come from, we just call that fishy pig.
Fishy pig.
Well, fish with bacon. Fishy pig.
Mm.
All right, simple Simon.
That does sound really good, though.
It is good. It does. It's not too fishy. The beer gives it that little bit of
mahi's not fishy. Of
No,
itself,
but
not
you know what I
really.
mean.
If it's prepared correctly.
Of course, you can wrap bacon around anything. It tastes good.
Yeah, you can wrap bacon around a Twinkie, which we used to do, and then you fry them.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
did you buy any extra?
Well, we used to do that a lot, but it's funny though because it's sad story, but. When we used to camp with this group of people, and we used to wrap Twinkies in bacon and fry them, and we'd eat the dog out of them, but I'm the only one living left out of our camping group, so I haven't had any in a while.
So you ate bacon?
Wrapped Twinkies.
A dog.
Well, you take bacon and you wrap it around a Twinkie and you throw it in a deep fryer.
Oh, yeah. That's a heart attack.
You know what,
now
that you mentioned it.
You know, there's a local
they
restaurant.
They all did pass away from heart attacks.
He's not a sponsor or anything, but I heard he bought up a bunch of Hostess products, and he's going to sell them as a dessert at his restaurant.
Jeff Ruby.
They're
going to shelve them for about a year because you can do that with Twinkies.
I heard a Twinkie can survive a nuclear war.
I think it could.
I used to call it space food.
Yeah, well, that's
Hostess
one of the things
pies.
that we have to think about going forward in this economy with the threat of global issues. No, I'm serious. The food that I was counting on to survive on was Twinkies and Ding Dongs. And what am I going to do?
They could survive.
Yeah, because they're the only thing. Those and the roaches are the only things left after nuclear holocaust. I'm just saying. Back to the program. Used cars to stay away from. We talked about a couple of surprising ones. The Audi Q5, the BMW 330i, and this is 2007 to 2010. They've redesigned the BMW 3 Series. Hopefully you won't see the issues that these things had, so stay away from those couple. This one right here, though, not surprising being in the car business. They didn't stipulate a year on this, so I guess it encompasses all years. The Chrysler Town & Country and the Dodge Grand Caravan. Not a big shocker there. Reliability is horrible on these cars, pretty much across the board. Consumer Reports also agrees. It's not just the minor things. Transmissions, big problems. Engine components, suspension, brake problems. Electrical and fuel systems, all problematic. And they are doing away with this van. So there you go. Here's another one. A little surprising, but not so much because I've owned these cars too. The Jeep Grand Cherokee. We were talking about this last week with their high cost of ownership, and one of the reasons is they have a lot of problems with their cooling systems. Their climate control systems have always been bad in Jeeps. Drive components, power equipment, body hardware. They've redesigned this thing in 2011, so the jury's still out. We know they're expensive to own and operate, but the Jeep Grand Cherokee is a used car you probably want to stay away from. Mercedes-Benz M-Class, the 02, 06, 07, and 09. Why? According to Consumer Reports, major engine problems, faulty electrical systems, transmission problems, which they have a ZF transmission in them, which not only are they $4,500 to rebuild or replace, these ZF transmissions, when they work well, they're really good, but when they break really big. So
right.
You want to stay away from the Mercedes. Here's another one still a
little crazy.
Little confused on this one because this made some of our top lists.
Well, why is that, Jimmy B?
The Mini Cooper S and Mini Clubman S. Now they're saying the turbochargers are having issues. Seriously problematic is what they state. Transmission, fuel system, squeaks and rattles. A lot of consumer complaints on the Mini Cooper and the Cooper Clubman S, which to me is surprising. It's the lowest cost of ownership car in 2012, and yet it's the one as a used vehicle they're saying to stay away from because of the problems. This one, too, surprises me. The 2009-2010 Nissan 370Z. This is the redesigned 350Z. Apparently, they have a host of problems that weren't in the 350Z that are now in the 370Z in the 09 and 10. I don't even know how that happens. Related to engine and transmission because they redesign it. They try to make it better, and the design doesn't work. And you got to figure...
I mean, a hose is a hose, and a hose needs to be connected. What's so hard about that?
Well, these are internal tranny and engine components because rather than wait in a tough market, they, like Corvette, they try to rush stuff out. So the engineering maybe doesn't get as much research as it should. And they end up with a good idea that isn't such a good idea, and it causes problems down the road, which maybe is why Corvette's decided rather than put out something we know is going to be crapoline, let's put an Aisin transmission in it and sell it. So I don't know.
I don't know why. I don't get it.
This was kind of a shocker, but I guess every car has to have a dog year. Singly, the 2006 Porsche 911.
I like that car.
That's one of my favorite cars of all time, but they're saying that there's electrical and engine cooling system problems on these cars that are just horrible. It's not even as reliable, I think they said, as the Porsche Boxer in the same year.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. If you built these cars and you just started last year, I'd understand this. But these companies have been around for decades, and they can't get this stuff right.
Well, if they would stick with technology that works, you wouldn't have these kind of reports. But they don't, because they're trying to improve. They're trying to meet federal emission standards. They're trying to do all the fuel economy standard adjustments. Things have to change.
I mean, I'm still using the same steam tractor my great-grandpa used.
Well, and I'm sure you are, and that's just it. A lot of the old cars with, put it this way, a real good example is a turn signal switch on a General Motors vehicle. Back in the day, probably the most reliable component on one of those cars. Today, they can't build a turn signal switch that works.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, their combination switch, they work the wipers, the lights, the fog lights, the washers, all kind of stuff embedded into this one combination now switch, they call it. And they can't seem to build a good one that lasts. There's recalls on them. They break constantly. They have internal failures.
Too many people got too many ideas.
It's true, but they call that job security. So you can't blame them for that. Third wheel, you're on your phone. What do you got?
That was just looking at some stuff.
I do have one last one, which is going to maybe surprise some people, but not me, because being from the auto service side of the business, I've seen this, and I've seen it a lot. The new Volkswagen Beetle. The new body style Volkswagen vehicle. They're saying it's a POS.
What the hell's a Beetle?
I'll let you know right after I punch you in the forehead. Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's your latest forecast for northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For this afternoon, sunny with a high near 61. Mostly clear tonight, low 33. Sunny on Monday, high near 62. Mostly clear Monday night, low 37. Partly sunny on Tuesday, a high near 59. Cloudy Tuesday night, low 42. Mostly sunny Wednesday with a high near 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is Jim Tice.
Please listen closely. We have some great news. Most people today are spending way too much for their cell phone service. Now introducing a plan never heard of before. You can get unlimited voice, texting, and data for only $49 a month, and get this, no contract. More great news, it's on one of the top 3 carriers, far surpassing the service of AT&T according to Consumers Report. Now, are you ready for this? You can share this great news with friends and family, and when you do, you can actually get paid for using your cell phone. And folks, that's only the beginning. There's too much to share during this short time. If you'd like to save money or see an opportunity that could change your life, call me right now at 734-480-9000. Ask for John. Please don't pass up an opportunity that could save you money and possibly change your life without at least getting more information. Call me right now at 734-480-9000. That's 734-480-9000.
If you drive a car, you must have this number, 1-800-828-0159. The number to STI Towing, the Tri-States Towing Pros. STI handles most motor clubs, including AAA, and they offer prompt, courteous, and professional service all day and all night. Mention Real Talk 1160 and the first 5 miles are free. That's 1-800-828-0159. 1-800-828-0159 for STI Towing.
Kick off your Monday nights at Dickman's Sports Cafe in Fort Wright and talk football with Real Sports and Wildman Walker, Eric Thomas, and Jeff Picaro. Mondays 3 till 7, live at Dickman's. And let's talk football on Real Talk 1160.
Searching for a great hotel deal? Go from online to on the road with America's Best Value Inn. Book a room and stay between October 22nd and December 16th this year, and you could save 15 15, 20, or even 25%. The longer you stay, the more you save. Plus, you'll enjoy free internet, continental breakfast, and HBO at most of our 1,000 hotels in North America. Visit americasbestvalueinn.com for details. With value in our name, you know you're getting a great deal.
Done. Patience may be a virtue, but waiting for your hotel reward points to add up is pointless.
Enjoy more comfort and value immediately at America's Best Value Inn. Join our free value club and get an instant 15% discount, room upgrade, and late checkout when available. Sign up at americasbestvalueinn.com or any of our 1,000 hotels in North America. Save more money with immediate rewards at America's Best Value Inn.
Now, that was enlightening.
Dennis Miller? We've got an app for that.
I'm the guy who can't seem to figure out how to turn his radio down.
Download TuneIn Radio for your Android, iPhone, or BlackBerry and listen to Real Talk 1160 anytime, anywhere.
Attention business owners and individuals who owe the IRS. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? You need aggressive representation. Call Certified Tax Now at 800-260-4685 and speak to one of our tax attorneys, enrolled agents, or tax professionals who specialize in tax liens, back taxes, tax debt, wage garnishment, and collections. We won't waste a minute helping you with your tax problems. We'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. We've settled millions of dollars of tax issues for a fraction of the cost. Find the peace of mind knowing the IRS will not be knocking on your door. Protect your home, business, and family today. We know the tax laws, and we act fast. Call today for your free, no-obligation consultation. 800-260-4685. Remember, we'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. That's guaranteed. Call Certified Tax Now at 800-260-4685. That's 800-260-4685. Again, 800-260-4685.
Here's a taste of something different. Your conservative alternative. Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back to Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160. We finished up with used cars that you want to stay away from. And the last one was the Volkswagen Beetle, the new body style Beetle. These cars actually, both the hatchback and the convertible versions, the new Beetle, have a lot of problems with their suspension, brakes, exhaust, and their climate control systems. And Consumer Reports had a lot of complaints relative to the new Beetle. And like I prefaced this last vehicle before we went to break, being in the car service industry, I have to agree with that. We see a lot of problems with the new Volkswagen Beetle, so be careful of that one. I know a lot of young people like that car, and it seems like a good commuter car for college and stuff. You want to stay away from that one.
Really?
Yes, you do. What else you got?
I don't know, man. I just I'm shocked because it's a Volkswagen.
Well, yeah, and it was really kind of a cool idea. The first retro kind of car there was. You know, like Chevy did the Camaro and Ford did the Mustang. Beetle, new Beetle was out long before those.
Thinking way out of the box when they designed that.
Exactly. Got a couple of emails here that I want to go over real quick. A couple of good ones. This one's from Wade Smith. He says, I have a 2004 Malibu V6. I have a misfire on the number 5 cylinder. I have replaced the plugs, the ignition wires, and a coil. What's left? What am I missing? Could this have a computer problem? Don't have a whole lot of information to go on this, but I will tell you on this particular vehicle, Wade, the things that you missed include some of the more common problems for a misfire on these cars, like a fuel injector. They're known for fuel injector problems. Sometimes a good injector cleaner can resolve the issue, but you may just have a bad injector. And it's also possible that you have poor compression on that number 5 cylinder. Excuse me. You need to have a compression test done or do it yourself to determine if this is the cause by a sticking or carboned up valve. Do the compression test first. If the test shows good, check the injectors and then maybe try to do one of those. I would recommend one that you probably can't do yourself because it's a pressurized cleaning system through the fuel rail. You can get that at an automotive shop or a dealer, and have them clean out the fuel injectors. And sometimes you get lucky and you don't have to actually replace the injector. If that doesn't work, you will have to do that. And Wade, you get a free Dipsticks and Deals t-shirt for submitting that email. Nice. I've got a couple other ones too, but we do have a caller on the line. Caller?
He doesn't even have a name.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello
There. This is Ted.
Hey, Ted. How you doing? You're on Dipsticks and Deals.
Yes, I just like to say, ever since you all got that Kenny Coltrane on your show, I love the show. I listen to it every Sunday morning.
And you like Kenny Coltrane?
I think he made the show.
Did you hear that, Kenny?
I think he
You hear
is
that,
the show.
Kenny? Well, where is Kenny?
Oh, that's right. He said he's going to the bathroom.
This is Ted, and
Ted?
I just like that Kenny
Ted.
Coltrane. I think he should get more airtime.
Ted, are you sure your name's not Kenny Coltrane?
This is Ted.
Ted, yeah, Ted. Where did Coltrane go?
He said he's going to the bathroom, but I'm not sure if he's somewhere else. Huh?
Well, hell, I got a hog running wild. I have to get going, but you all keep that Kenny Coltrane going.
Kenny Coltrane, get back in the studio. Can you believe he did that? Calling in, propping himself.
I can't believe he went to the
didn't ask for a
bathroom.
paycheck.
He's not here in front of the show.
Unbelievable. We're gonna have to do something about this.
Way to waste our time, Coltrane.
I got another email. Coltrane, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Get them headphones on.
What are y'all talking about?
We know that was you that just called in.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I was making pizza.
Really? Because you told us you went to the bathroom.
Oh, I did that too.
And you made pizza. And we heard the toilet flush on the radio.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now you're just foul.
Okay. We're going to move forward. Before we continue, do you have anything else, Ted?
Who's Ted?
Yeah, we're all, yeah. You see that hesitation?
He almost answered.
We're professionals, Coltrane.
What, did y'all get someone call in or something while I was
Shut up.
gone?
Why don't you punch him in the forehead?
What did Ted have to say?
Punch him in the forehead.
Well, I don't think you want to know what Ted. Ted said he didn't care too much for the Kenny Coltrane bits.
Oh, I doubt someone will ever say something like that.
Well, it happened.
He probably said something about how awesome the show is now because of him.
You think so?
Yes.
Hey, Carmen Willis is looking for a free Dipsticks and Deals T-shirt. And I know this because she sent me an email, and that's what she said. I want one of those T-shirts, so you better read this on the air. So now I'm scared. Carmen Willis. She says, the low tire light comes on my Ford Taurus every day. It seems, or every day it seems, and when I check the tires, they all check okay, but it continues to happen. Now, she didn't give me a lot to go on either, but she didn't say what year her Taurus was. But I can answer this or give her some information in a couple of ways. One, the TPMS sensors, the tire pressure monitoring system sensors, have batteries in them. These batteries at some point are going to get weak and eventually fail. Typically, they last maybe 7-8 years. TPMS's sensors started getting phased in around 2005 and were mandatory on all vehicles sold in the U.S. in 2008. So, Carmen, if you have a 2005 Taurus, could be that the batteries are getting weak or you've had a battery failure. You probably need to get them checked. However, tire monitors often come on a vehicle, and it's not uncommon overnight because the air is cooler and it contracts that light will come on. Simply driving the vehicle far enough to expand that air as it heats up usually will turn that light out, and that's really kind of a normal happening with those. If it happens after the car's been driven over like a half mile or so, then something probably is wrong. Tire monitors either have a separate control module or they're integrated into the body control computer. So a scan test of the TMS sensors would identify this. So you've either got a bad control module or you've got one or two bad sensors, but it's something that is not normal. And like I said, I don't have a lot of info to go on, but if it is something that doesn't go out on its own or comes on after you've been driving it and you verify the temp or the pressure in the tire is correct, then you've got something going on. So when you go to a shop, tell them when during the day the light comes on, how long it stays on, what the outside temperature is when you notice the light's on, how much air you have had to put in any of the tires, and which tire the computer is indicating a pressure loss, and they'll be able to diagnose it much faster. You have something to say. Please continue.
Yeah, I do, because my tire light sensors majigger thingers just came on both of my vehicles, and I try to get my tire. I try to go into a place to get it air. I can't get it anywhere, so I just took it up to the Kroger's gas station thing and put the air pressure and just jacked it up.
You know how I do it? I just look and see if they need air.
But I'm just saying the cold air.
Yeah.
It's saying as soon as we got down below freezing, it came on.
That's right, because if you are going to be, if you're already on that threshold of the light coming on, and the air contracts when it gets cold, reduces the pressure, it's going to cue the light. driving down the road, the pressure builds up from just the heat and, the tire, the friction. The light can go back out, and, you just need some air. You can over-air them a pound or two without hurting a tire just to kind of give you a little bit broader margin. That's what I do on mine.
I put 75 pounds so it doesn't happen again.
That's not good, yeah. Unless you're driving a truck that requires about 80 pounds in the rear tires, that's not a good idea.
I did a Coltrane.
You did it. That is a Coltrane move, that's for sure.
It works, though.
Sean Hilliard, he has an email also he wants addressed. I want to put larger tires on my Silverado Z71. How big of a tire can I put on it without a lift kit and without messing up my speedometer? Well, on this particular vehicle, I can tell you, Sean, I've done a little research. The most comfortable oversized tire for that truck is a 265/75/16, but without a lift kit, a 285/75/16 will also fit with little or no rubbing. Turning up the torsion bars on the front end just a little will even up the truck stance, and it will allow for a larger tire. Don't go too far, and that's something you want to Google to figure out how to do it because you can screw it up. As far as the speedometer goes, you can have the computer recalibrated to the new tire size. I happen to know, too, on a Silverado that the 285/75 is an optional tire size in the computer, but not listed in any literature or in the car's computer. It's something they have to manually set. You have to have a GM tech do that or a GM scan tool to do that. And I would say really you're probably after the cosmetic value of larger tires, so because there's really no on or off-road benefit to a daily driver having the bigger tires. I'm with you. My truck's got them too. I've got the 285s on mine. You will see a noticeable drop in your miles per gallon. That's the big thing to consider. But the mileage, 2 to 4 miles on your speedometer off is what you're going to experience, which isn't really that big a deal. And remember how much more expensive, the bigger the tire, the more they cost. What do you want?
I got a quick question about that. Do the tires on your car are they really like the optimum tire? You don't have to answer that yet if we're going to break, but I'm just saying, are they really set at you hear like the optimum tire for that car? Everything's set for
type
that.
And size, yes. We'll get to that when we come back, and I'll answer that. Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160.
Weather when you need it. Your Real Talk 1160 forecast every 15 minutes.
Here's your latest forecast for northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and the Tri-State. For this afternoon, sunny with a high near 61. Mostly clear tonight, low 33. Sunny on Monday, high near 62. Mostly clear Monday night, low 37. Partly sunny on Tuesday, a high near 59. Cloudy Tuesday night, low 42. Mostly sunny Wednesday with a high near 60. From the Real Talk 1160 Weatherbug Forecast Center, this is Jim Tice.
Did you know that recycling one aluminum can saves enough energy to operate your TV set for 3 hours? Not only does recycling save energy in landfill space, the processing of scrap, copper, stainless steel, and aluminum helps make it possible for all of us to enjoy an affordable standard of living. At Bluegrass Recycling in Burlington, they value your business and won't use derogatory terms to describe your valuable scrap metal and recycling efforts. Bluegrass Recycling in Burlington, committed to our community and working with law enforcement to prevent metal theft.
Real Talk 1160 is on Facebook. It's okay to love us. Too bad Facebook only has a like button. Let us know what you think. Comment, unload, let loose, or praise away. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Real Talk 1160. Did you know Fear Buick GMC in Hamilton has been family owned and operated and serving the Tri-State since 1932? Isn't that the kind of dealership you want to buy your next car from? And because of that success, Fear Buick GMC announces their upcoming move later this year to their new 26,000 square foot location between Menards and Kohl's near Bridgewater Falls. Come see Ray Tenley, Fear's general manager for the past 25 years, and tell him Dipsticks and Deals sent you. Call 513-863-8111 or visit FearMotors.com. That's FIEHRER Motors.com.
Enjoy the 100 greatest books of all time and never read a word. Listen to them instead on the Library of Classics MP3 player. Enjoy Moby Dick, Gulliver's Travels, Tom Sawyer, Little Women, and 96 more, all preloaded on the compact player. Listen while driving, gardening, working out, or relaxing in your favorite chair. It's the perfect companion for road trips or on a plane. For a limited time, you'll receive the easy-to-use MP3 player, headphones, belt clip, car adapter, and 100 classic audiobooks. You could easily spend over $1,000 to buy the entire collection. You get everything for just $99 plus shipping. That's less than $1 a book. Order now, and you'll also get 50 great classical music performances preloaded on the player. You're fully protected by our lifetime guarantee. If you are ever dissatisfied, get a complete refund, no questions asked. Call toll-free right now and order your library of classics.
1-800-435-6041. 1-800-435-6041. That's 1-800-435-6041.
Hey folks, Jimmy B here. Did you know that one of the most important structural aspects of your vehicle is the windshield? It accounts for almost 50% of the rollover strength. That's why you must choose the right company for windshield repair and replacement, and that's Mel's Auto Glass. Mel's Auto Glass has certified professionals serving the tri-state for more than 25 years. Don't trust something so important to anyone else. The experts at Mel's Auto Glass for quality, value, and peace of mind. Call 513-563-7771. That's 513-563-7771.
Men, make sure you're around for your families. Get the test you need at the doctor. Disease can be detected early and treated. For a list of medical tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Josh Elledge, Chief Executive Angel with SavingsAngel.com. Here's some examples of some extreme couponing deals you can get this week at Cincinnati area grocery stores without all the extreme work. They all end Saturday night, so if you want to get these fantastic deals, you need to go to RealTalk1160.com and click on Savings Angel to read our free blog. This week, I'll show you how to get Infamil infant formula, normally $10 for $4.99. You get Bisquick, normally $2.29 for $1. Celestial Seasonings Tea, normally $3.79 for $1.50. How about a boxes of Cheerios, normally $3.54 for $1.25. And finally, Colgate toothpaste, normally $4.50 for 24 cents. We've got hundreds of deals just like this, and if you aren't getting these deals, you're losing hundreds of dollars each and every month. Please let us help you. We guarantee your success, and you can start for just $2.50 a week. To get this special deal, go to RealTalk1160.com and click on Savings Angel. That's RealTalk1160.com and click on Savings Angel.
We know Cincinnati traffic sucks, so thanks for sharing your personal purgatory with Real Talk 1160.
Welcome back. Dipsticks and Deals on Real Talk 1160.
Yeah.
We are downshifting on this Sunday morning, bringing the show to a close. We had Kenny Coltrane go in the bathroom and try to call in like some guy named Ted.
I did not do nothing of the sort.
If you missed that, you're going to want to peel that back on the archives on dipsticksanddeals.com. And remember, while you're there, if you own a business, you want to sponsor, advertise on the radio with us here, click on the Advertise on D&D tab. That'll take you to a link, and we can get you set up to do that. And we'd love to have you.
It's more than just having your commercial on the radio. We also do the social media, and when we're out at events, we hand out your...
I don't even have a phone. I couldn't have done that.
I am going to... Can I say something? I'm going to kick him in his femur.
As long as you
that would be great.
As long as you don't tase me like you did that day.
That would be great. Hey, we've got a $25 gas card, $25 in cash, or you can crash the show, be here with us live on air. And all you got to do is go to Facebook and answer a simple
question.
Trivia question.
You want...
Go ahead and read the trivia question.
In 1922, the Model T was the first car to
You
reach...
don't look French. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else.
I was going to beat your...
Yeah. Please read the question.
1922, the Model T was the first car to reach 1 million in sales. Not until 1973 would this happen again. What car was it?
Not until 1973 would this happen again.
Yeah, can I say something French again, though?
Yes.
This is disturbing, but I saw a comedian talk about Pepe Le Pew. Remember Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah, I remember Pepe.
He was the original stalker.
Yes.
Do you remember Inspector
Very
Clouseau?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Pink Panther?
So anyway, answer this question, and you may...
You just read the question.
I know. I'm saying send us a Facebook email, and you may win...
Something.
$25 in cash. $25 in gas, or you can crash the show.
Yeah, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I was looking at my notes here. Last week, the winner of the he took the $25 in cash was Nash Fieldhouse. So I wanted to mention that
he's got to be down by where you're from.
He is. I think he lives behind Kenny Coltrane.
I think I hit him with my tractor one day.
In the bayou.
We should promote a date with Kenny.
Oh, I'd like that.
Oh, wow.
That'd be fun.
And the winner is Steve. Big Hungry.
Yeah, Big Hungry. You said Big Hungry on the air. All right. You got anything else there, Third Wheel?
Yeah, answer my question before we went to break.
What was your question? Sorry about that.
Time to go to church.
The question was about the tires coming from factory. Basically, when you buy a car, are those cars ultimately the optimum tires for those cars? That if I do change them,
I don't know. Are they?
Actually, yes. And the reason is the tire is designed to work with the suspension, the drivetrain of the vehicle. The tire or two that are optional on those cars, they're designed and set up for that car to meet the emission standard, fuel economy standards, performance standards, and all the different things that make up that vehicle's ride and drivability is designated in that tire size. So, it is the optimal tire. It's more important on a sports car or a sedan than maybe on a pickup truck. Right. They're not for cornering and speed and things like that. But, yeah.
You look really nice today. You look like you're going to a potluck.
I am going to a potluck after the show today.
I wish I could wait in line for
it's
some
a smorgasbord.
What else you got, Jimmy B?
Useless trivia?
I do.
Because you're full of useless information.
I want you to tell me. This is about hot rodders and customizers. Just a little lingo. Remember when we had the gentleman from Easy Street and Customs?
Yes, we had Greg Nolan was here.
Right. And we didn't get through all of them, but there's some I'd like to ask.
Okay, go ahead and ask them.
You know what cam is? Cam?
What a cam is?
Yeah,
I do know what a cam is. A camshaft?
Yep.
Yes.
What's a cammer?
A camera?
Cammer.
A cammer?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you shoot to take pictures of somebody.
That's a hot rod that's got a gigantic cam in it, and they call it a cammer.
This is most commonly the SOHC, single
overhead cam engine
version of the 427 Ford V8.
Yeah, they put a giant one, giant couple of single overhead cams in it. You see how you can see couple and single in this? Please continue.
You take pictures with a camera.
He didn't say camera, he said camera.
I know, that's what I say, camera.
More useless trivia from Third Wheel. Please continue with that.
What does board mean?
What I am right now with this whole segment. What is board?
What is board?
In the automotive world, board?
Yes. In the custom hot rod, you keep playing on your phone.
I don't know what that is. Please explain
Increasing the diameter of the cylinders in order to increase the engine displacement.
Oh, board. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a car show, Jimmy B.
You bore it
it's
out.
A car show,
man.
Man.
Out. You bore it.
I am kicking you in your femur, too.
Yeah, it's bored and stroked.
All right. Bow tie.
Chevrolet emblem.
There you go.
Stupidness.
Bump stick.
The camshaft.
For the lobes.
Yes. Lobes.
How about cubes?
Cubic inches.
Yeah. What's an elephant?
A big block.
It's in Africa. It's got
Hemi.
a big trunk.
Right, Chrysler Hemi.
Usually they're gray.
If you could not shuffle those papers quite so loudly, that would be great.
All right. What's a rat?
A rat is a car that has had a small block Chevy implanted in it.
Chevy big block engine.
Big block is a rat.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a mouse.
All right. What's a Jimmy?
Me.
What about you? What are you?
The best.
You're a GMC straight six.
That's just stupid.
You have a 2-stroke diesel.
What are you doing? Get the phone away from this man. He ain't right.
That's probably the whole issue today.
Get the phone away from this man.
No, it isn't the whole issue today. Just continue before we lose listeners.
Steelies.
Steel wheels.
Stock steel rims.
That's what I said.
Stove bolt.
That's what we cook on, skeelies. Go grab the skeely.
Stove bolt's an engine. It's an old engine type.
Which what you are, Jimmy. Just Chevy straight six. The other one's a GMC strict. So GMC, Jimmy. That's it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. You're putting it all together now.
Rattle something loose,
What's a nail?
Go Jimmy that thing.
A nail? Mm-hmm. Like in your tire?
Or in my foot.
Or in his foot.
I don't know.
Any car used as a daily driver. So it was sort of like what we were talking about before of having different insurance products for different cars. So if you're cruising, you want to drive it more, have a little more freedom.
Yeah.
Go with a Safeco product if you...
What's interesting about that to me is we weren't talking about that before. And yet you said that we were. That's really strange.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Why are you talking with that weird radio voice?
I'm just not feeling it.
What's a hairdryer?
It's at the salon. You get your did. You go to the salon and you get into the hairdryer.
It's a turbocharger.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Goat.
GTO.
Not the Ferrari.
Farm animal.
Hey, listen, before we go, because you're
Yes,
reading
sir.
that and your eyes are closing, because I can tell you're bored with it as well. I've got a special offer for you guys out there for your wives. If you're thinking about something to get for the holidays coming up, or if you just want to impress them that you're paying attention and you found a good deal, go see Sarah Ann at Benzie Salon up on Montgomery Road. 9717 Montgomery Road, Benzie Salon. See Sarah Ann. She's got new customers, $10 off a haircut or $20 off a cut and color if you see Sarah Ann at Benzie Salon. So go up there on Montgomery or call her at 513-791-9200. Write that down, guys. It's going to impress your ladies.
She is awesome, and so is our song of the week. A 1963, Jan and Dean. Drag City, number 10.
I love Drag City.
Happy mashed potatoes.
On the Billboard, number 10, Crash the Charts.
I like Drag City. I like drag racing songs.
I like turkey and gravy.
Wow, this has been really terrible. The only song that was arranged and produced by Jan Berry by himself, the Jan and Dean, Drag City, 1963.
Yeah, and you know, Jan was in a horrific car accident in his 63 split-window Corvette, and what was really ironic about that crash is that it happened about a mile before Dead Man's Curve, which was their other hit song.
That's the best thing you said all day.
Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you here next week.
Go Bengals!
For Dipsticks and Deals, Real Talk 1160.
Pulled up on the right. He rolled down the window of his shiny new Jag and challenged me then and there to a drag. I said, "You're on, buddy, Mom, just running fine. Let's come off the line now."
Real Talk 1160.